right, so picture this. You're in the Ural Mountains. It's 1959. It's freezing. You're with some friends, experienced hikers. But then something happens. Something scares you, something so bad you slash your way out of your tent and run into the freezing night, barefoot, barely dressed. Sounds crazy, right?
Yeah, it does.
But that's the mystery of the Dyatlov Pass incident. 9 hikers, all gone. And to this day, no one knows exactly what happened. It's a mystery that has captivated people for decades, and we're diving in.
Yeah, this isn't just some story though. These were experienced hikers. We're talking students from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, part of a club. They called themselves the Mountain Climbers Club.
So they knew what they were doing.
Right. These weren't amateurs. They had the gear, the know-how, a plan, everything. They set off in January '59, heading for Otorten Mountain, but they never made it.
And that's where the timeline gets creepy, right? Because we have some of their last communications, and then nothing, silence. Then weeks later, search teams are sent out. And what they find is, well, it's straight out of a horror movie.
Yeah, a real horror movie. The search teams found their tent abandoned on the slopes of what the Mansi people call Dead Mountain, Kalatsiako. And the tent ripped open from the inside. It was like someone was desperate to get out.
And get this, there were footprints leading away from the tent into the snow, some barefoot, some just wearing socks. Why would experienced hikers do that in that kind of weather? It just doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't. And as they found the bodies, it got stranger. Some were miles from the tent, meaning they didn't die right away. And then there were the injuries.
This is where it gets really unsettling, right?
Yeah. Some had internal injuries, like crushed ribs, fractured skulls, serious stuff, but almost no external marks. And 2 were even missing their eyes and tongues.
And
It's baffling.
It's like a puzzle where the pieces just don't fit. So with all this strangeness, what are some of the explanations people have come up with over the years?
Well, one of the most common ones is an avalanche. Makes sense, right? It's a mountainous region. An avalanche could explain the tent, the hikers running. But the thing is, there's not much evidence of an avalanche. The terrain wasn't right for a big one, and there was no debris on the bodies.
So an avalanche doesn't quite explain it. What about the theory that they stumbled across some secret military operation? That's been a popular one, right? Especially given all the secrecy surrounding Soviet stuff back then.
Yeah, that's true. The area was known for military activity. Some people think the hikers maybe saw a test, something with weapons or explosives, and maybe that could explain the injuries and maybe why the authorities were so secretive. But just like the avalanche theory, there's no solid proof. Nothing directly connects the military to what happened.
And of course, we can't talk about Dyatlov Pass without mentioning the more out there theories. UFOs, Yeti attacks. They're fun to think about, but
Right. Fun, but not very likely. We've got to be a bit skeptical, you know? Those theories don't really hold up when you look at them closely. There's just no real evidence.
So we've looked at avalanches, military stuff, even the paranormal. But nothing seems to fit perfectly. What do you think is the most intriguing part of this whole thing? What makes Dyatlov Pass so captivating, even after all these years?
I think it's just how unexplainable it is. I mean, you've got these experienced hikers, they know the area, and then suddenly they're panicking, running into the night, getting these weird injuries. It's just bizarre. And after all these years, we still don't have a clear answer.
Exactly. It's the real and the unknown all mixed up together. That's what keeps drawing us back to Dyatlov Pass. We've got evidence, theories, but the truth, that's still out there. And who knows, maybe there's some connection between all these clues that we just haven't figured out yet. What would it take to solve this? It's a question that really makes you realize there's still so much we don't know about the world.